How's everyone doing? Really well. Surviving networking and IT. How are you doing? I'm gonna take GM as standing good mate. Hopefully that's what it means. Head colds are the worst. You know what I hate about colds? Nobody tells you about this. This is the true facts about colds. And what makes them the absolute worst. They don't make you sick enough to not do anything. And so you have to continue doing pretty much everything, which just sucks. You know, you get the flu, and man, the flu sucks. But you take the 3 days off work and you know, you lay on the couch and you watch some TV. You don't do anything. But you get a cold and it's like, yeah, I'm going to have this for a week and it's going to suck. I'm not going to sleep well. I still have to go out and mow the grass with my allergies because it's the worst. The colds are the worst. True fact. There you go. Let me continue setting this up. All right, today we are trying something a bit new. Hopefully you all like it. Well, I mean, it is what it is, right? Okay, so we are going to do some of this Spinkube, and we're going to see if we can't get the Null Cloud Cluster to leverage Spinkube. So what is Spinkube? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Spinkube, and then let's maybe I need to do a quick rundown of how this might look. We might do that. We might do that. Oh, also, if you guys haven't so far, if you haven't, I did release a new fun video. I think it should be fun, hopefully. If you guys haven't seen it, go give it a watch. It's 4 minutes long. It's meant to be fun. All right, let's so what is Spinkube? We'll talk about what is Spinkube. We'll talk about what we're going to try to graph it onto, and then we'll get into it. All right, so Spinkube is a hyper-efficient serverless on Kubernetes powered by WebAssembly. Now, we talked about this the other day, and I haven't released the video on my Null Bytes channel, but we talked about why people might be why WASM and why people are excited about WASM. And there's kind of this graph here that I'll refer back to because I think it explains it pretty well. Each color is a different customer, and the idea is we want to have these really small chunks of code, and people call those lambdas, or functions, and they're just really small chunks of code that react to events. They can be HTTP events, they can be other events, we can make them whatever. Very small chunks of code. Okay. So we have these things. Let's make them white. Let's make that white. Okay. I missed. Wait, thank you. Okay. So we have these really small chunks of code that we want to be able to run. And why people are excited about WASM is because When running in this way, you have like a couple things. You have isolation and the smallest overhead possible. Those are like your biggest worries. So you have to isolate. You have to have it so that customer one's process can't screw with customer two's process. It needs to be fully isolated. And the same for all the other customers. They need to have strong isolation. So I call this strong multi-tenancy, where you're running untrusted code from just random people on the internet. All right. And then the second problem that comes from this is small overhead. So the idea then with this type of model here is that we'll draw another customer. So customer 6 comes in. C6. We'll give them a fun color. What should their color be? We'll do this like pinkish color. Do a little more mature pink. Yeah. Okay. So C6 comes in and says, "Hey, run my thing." Now, it's not running on my infrastructure anywhere. And that's where the low overhead. I want to be able to take this and immediately start up their thing as quickly as possible. This could also be if it's not called very often. So let's say C5's call gets called once a day. And this is like generally called cold starts and whatnot. So we want to reduce the amount of cold starts. People are excited about WASM because it possibly provides the ability to have this strong isolation that we're looking for and fast cold starts. The other way that we've talked about doing it is with containers. This is how the Null cloud, so the cloud that we built, not working right now, but the cloud that we built, this is how it currently does this same thing. We don't support Lambda functions. We just run untrusted code. But we do it with containers and virtual memory provided by gvisor. Now, these only take a matter of seconds to start up. I think on average, we're actually, if it's a small container, we're talking about less than a second, but it's still slower than this. It's also complicated, as you can see. We have gvisor, the virtual memory, the containers, and their untrusted code. So it's a little bit more complicated, a little bit harder to do in theory. And so today we're going to try to do this with the Null cloud. And there's a project. There's a project out there called Spinkube that does the backbone of this work. Who knows how hard it's going to be? We will after this. Jubril, how are you doing? I have a lot of people on YouTube today. Usually YouTube is the one with only a few. Now, you all know that if we make 1,000 viewers, I'm going to release another video. You know, I just released this one on Scrum. I have a video that I think you guys are going to really like, that I will release once we get 1,000 followers. I'm holding it hostage. I'm holding it hostage. That's right. But go watch this Scrum one. Let me know what you think. Let's get started. Let's get started. So I'm not going to lie. I actually did read over this just to be a little prepared before we got started today. But it looks fairly easy. Yes, Russell. At least to my understanding, this Spinkube is part of their spin framework. Let me see if I can't find that reference doc that I was viewing. So let me draw out this because I'm not sure this is spelled out very well. So let's just do this under Streaming Life. All right. So what we're going to do is install Spinkube. So that there's a Kubernetes cluster. My understanding is spin apps are just WASM apps. Yes. But we'll find out. We'll find out. All right. So we have our Kubernetes cluster, and what we're going to do is install we're going to install Spinkube. Now, mind you, I am not an expert on this, so what I'm writing could be wrong. This is my understanding of spending a half an hour, maybe an hour reading about it yesterday. So, yeah. So, anyways, just, I could be wrong. So Spinkube is an operator. That's going to sit in the Kubernetes cluster. Now, one thing it's going to do is on each node, there's this shim, container d shim, that it's going to install. So actually, let me do this a different way. Let's make this small. Let's make this the node. Make that big, and then we'll put contain. All right, so on our nodes, we are already running container D. And this is going to provide a shim into container D. It's going to configure container D to run these WASM apps through this shim, and it's going to install a WASM runtime. I forget the name of the WASM runtime that they're running. One second. I know that it's... Maybe it's Spin. Spin uses something though. I feel like it's WASM time, but I like I said, I read over. Oh no, it was previously the K8s operator, but that's the operator. Like I said, we'll find it. It installs a runtime too. What is a shim? We'll get into it. What is a shim? Okay. So a shim, and actually Kubernetes operated this way for a long time with Docker. A shim in construction is this. So this is actually a construction term. There's a lot of reasons to use a shim in construction, but we'll start with the easy one. Let's say this was your board, and you wanted it to be level. Obviously, this end needs to go up. And so a shim is just a little triangle piece of wood, like this. Like this. That you would insert here to raise this side up. And that shim is basically, you know, meeting the two interfaces. So when you think about it, what happens is there's the container D interface. container D, or really when we talk about this is the OCI, pod spec. All right, so we have this interface, and then we have what WASM runtime wants. We have the WASM runtime. And these interfaces are not the same. Let's draw this out by saying, like, this has a this wants a pink arrow in, and it wants a blue, but it for sure doesn't want a orange. Okay, it doesn't want a orange. All right, and the container D OCI pod interface wants an orange interface. Interface, doesn't want a pink interface. Not very good at this. Doesn't want a pink interface. And doesn't have a blue interface, but has a green interface. And so what this shim does, or what shims in general do when you're talking about computer science, I don't know this shim specifically, is it's going to take these, and it's going to translate, it's going to do some work to translate this green one into a red one. And this orange one into a blue one. This is a really lousy demonstration, but you called me out on the spot, okay? That was my best on the spot. So it does some shimming to make the interfaces match. DVD, how are you doing? So that's what a shim is. Okay, let's get back to this. All right, so we'll keep this going as our expanding, or as our understanding expands. We will continue to try to draw this out a little bit better. So Spinkube is an operator. Oh, cool, DVD. I'm trying to get chat to buy me a A100. I feel like that's fair. I give you all great content with it. I promise. Have to have a machine to put the A100 in, but you know, we hurdle that. We straddle that hurdle. I don't know the saying. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so we're doing the quick start. Okay, here we go. Set up your Kubernetes cluster. Now, they're doing it with K3D on your local machine. I don't like that, so I'm not going to do that. We're just going to try to do this straight on the bare metal cluster that we already have. So we already have Cert Manager installed, so we can skip that. Although I don't know what version we have. So we'll just assume that it's okay, and we'll see if it is not okay. Apply the runtime class. All right, note, in a proper cluster, you'll likely want to customize runtime class with a node selector that matches nodes that have the shim installed. However, in the K3D example, they're installed on every node. All right, so this is the confusing part. So this allows you to basically have nodes that run this and nodes that don't run it, which is fine in how a lot of runtime classes work, or all of them work. So basically this will get marked as a spin node. But this makes it sound like I have to install. So they have like a special containerd shim spin node image that has this stuff already installed. But when I went here and I opened up containerd shim spin and read there, this project aims to provide the containerd shim implementation for spin, which enables running spin workloads on Kubernetes via run WASM. This means that by installing this shim into Kubernetes nodes, you can add a runtime class. Okay, blah, 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 blah. In order to run spin applications, you must complete the following steps. Install the shim on each node that should support spin. So I think we need to do this, but then this is steps 1 and step 2. Update the containerd runtime to recognize the shim. Okay, so I was prepared to SSH. But then it says repeating steps 1 and 2 for each node of a cluster can be time-consuming and manual process. For this reason, Spinkube provides a runtime class manager that enables you to skip 1 and 2. But the quick start's telling me that it doesn't do that. Oh, maybe this is a separate class. Okay. Maybe I need to do this. The runtime class manager, known as the containerd shim lifecycle operator, is designed to automate and manage the lifecycle of containerd shims in a Kubernetes environment. This includes tasks like installation, update, removal, and configuration of shims, reducing manual errors and improving reliability and managing WebAssembly. The runtime class manager provides a robust and production-ready solution for installing, updating, removing shims, as well as managing node level. Okay. How do I install this? How do I use it? But this is part of... This should be installed by Spinkube, I think. So I think we should just be able to use the samples here and apply one of these after we've applied Spinkube, I think. There is no samples. Oh, example. Here we go. To deploy on your cluster. Okay, we make it install the CRDs into the cluster, make install. Okay, deploy the manager. Okay, we got that. Create instances for your solution. They do config samples. Create instances of your solution. Config samples, what? So not examples, they're wanting the config samples. Where's the WASM? We're just getting to it. This is the K8s operator. Well, it was K8s. Now part of Spin. All right, let's do this. Let's do cd code. We're gonna make a directory. We're gonna make a directory to do all this Spinkube, so we can keep all the manifests here. All right, so whenever we make a manifest or apply a manifest, we should have it there. All right. Let's just get the spin operator installed, and then we'll jump from there. Here we go. Spin operator. Okay, config, use context. Should we do, let's see, okay. This is probably going to install in whatever namespace it, probably like some spin system or something. I guess I'll just let it install wherever it wants. Let's do set context. Cool. All right, so we're in the default namespace. If it wants to do something and dumb, it should do it in here at least. All right, let's go ahead and apply this then. I'm gonna regret this, but actually, I think that command already had those. No, it didn't. What the garbage? I clicked this. Their button, I don't think, is working. It says copied to clipboard. I disagree. I disagree. All right. Oh, we have to apply the custom resource definitions as well. Okay. Usually you apply those first, but the following command to install the spin operator on K3D cluster using Helm. This will create all of the Kubernetes resources required by the spin operator under the Kubernetes spin operator. It may take a moment for the installation to complete as the dependencies are installed and pods are spinning up. So this is where, like, it feels like why the crap did we do this if they just had a Helm chart for it? I'm not sure I know what went on. What went down here? What did I just do? What did I just do? Where did it even install? Where did it even install? What? All right, set up the Kubernetes cluster. All right, install cert manager, did that. This is the spin operator. You'll deploy this. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we just installed like the CRDs. Oh, I don't know what this was the CRDs. I don't know what this is. I'm guessing that this is the runtime class that we installed, not the actual operator. The weird part is they could do this all with the Helm chart, right? They could just make this all one step. Both of these things could be in this, or you could install them separately, because sometimes it's nice to have them separate with two different Helm sets. Like one is the manifests and one is the actual operator. I don't know. This, okay, but whatever. It's fine. I think it's just the dependency. I think this was just the runtime class dependency. I also prefer 0. I agree with you. I agree with you. For a quick start, you could make all three of these one step by just one YAML file, just combining it or having it as a customized command. There's a bunch of ways to do this, but or have it as 3 steps, but have it as 3 kubectl apply -fs. Agreed. Agreed. I'm not a big Helm fan, but people know that already. All right, we have the spin operator running. Monta, how are you doing? How's the job search going? We'll give it a little while. Just because it's up and running doesn't mean it's up and running. Something I've learned with these operators. Lastly, create this shim executor. What is the shim executor? Why is it a different step? The shim app, oh, not shim, spin app executor. The spin app executor, CRD, is a custom resource definition utilized by the shim operator to determine which executor type should be used in running a spin app. Okay, I don't like this. We already installed the CRDs for Spinkube. This should have been done already. See here? Apply the custom resource definitions used by the spin operator. Spin operator CRDs. If this is just another spin operator CRD, their quick start is just more slow start than it needs to be. It's fine. It's fine. Let's run the sample application. I don't think it's going to work because I don't think this actually installed the things that we need it to on the node. Nothing for now. Well, we'll keep looking. kubectl apply. Okay, so this is just a sample. Oh, I forgot. I can't use their copy. It's not working. Okay, so it's not going to work, I don't think. Yeah. Let's actually just go ahead and curl this. I want to look at it really quickly before we apply this. Oh, I curled this right here. Perfect. Perfect. So this is specifying this as the executor, which then in Kubernetes, this is a little weird. Because in Kubernetes, this will have to be like a map to a runtime when it makes a deployment out of this. Yeah. Job search is rough right now. Job search is rough. You know, I wouldn't want people to be too dissuaded. I mean, like, this happens. And hopefully what we do here is we learn and level up our learning so we're some of the top candidates. That's my hope and goal. Because the fact of the matter is, when I graduated college, 2009, there were no jobs in chemistry. Absolutely zero. The 2007 financial crisis hit. 2008, 2009, most manufacturing was still on no hiring. Which, if you get a job in chemistry and you don't have your PhD, that's where you go, is manufacturing. And so that's basically what I want to help with the Null channel, with, you know, Null Labs and whatnot. I want to help us do that. That's one of my goals. Right. You just got to keep upskilling. Because, like, when you think about it, and a job, when you think about a job, you're selling yourself and your time, basically. And so, and this is like, you know, this goes into the whole hiring process and making yourself stand out as a candidate and things like that. But that's what you kind of have to think about it. Now, once you're in a job, you can look at this a little bit differently. But you're really saying how valuable you are as a candidate. And in our field specifically, your skills are, you know, your technical skills are kind of what you're selling. And so leveling up your technical skills, your technical knowledge, your experience is the best thing that you can, or one of the best things that you can do, when you're looking for a job, in my opinion. All right. And right now we're learning about WASM. Let's apply this. I don't know if it will work. I feel like it won't, because I don't think our nodes have the runtime class, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. They just port forward to this. They don't even expose it. Now, I think we'll be constantly in this because it doesn't have a node to run it on. So let's debug this a little. This will be good. Okay, describe pod. Failed create sandbox. Yeah. Failed to get sandbox or runtime. No runtime for spin is configured. I called it. At least I knew where it was going to fail. All right. So that basically means we've got to do this better. We got to do this better. All right. You cannot say robust and production ready. You cannot say robust and production ready when you are at version, I think they were what, 0.2? 0.2 or something? I see what you did there. All right. So my questions here. Deploy the we should already have the manager. We should already have the manager. We could actually check. Let's check that. Maybe we don't. Do we have any other spin related stuff? This is confusing. This is confusing. The runtime class manager is the spiritual successor to K8s operator. K8s has been developed as an experimental, simple way to install WASM runtimes. This experiment has been relatively successful, as more and more users utilize it to fiddle around with WASM on Kubernetes. However, the K8s operator has some limitations that makes it difficult to use in production. The runtime class manager is an attempt to address these limitations to make it reliable and secure way to deploy that. This community, the name should be treated as a working title and is hopefully subject to change. So we have to install this separately. Okay. And they don't even maintain images for you. You have to build and push the image yourself. Production ready, my foot. Russell, I stand corrected. Version numbers don't mean anything really. They should though. They should would be my argument is that especially okay, so there's customer facing and then there's not customer facing software. I think that customer facing software, there's a larger draw towards version numbers meaning stuff to customers, which would be like features and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with like backwards compatibility and whatnot. You know, Windows 11 versus Windows 12. Maybe they're both compatible with each other, but really that would be a user-facing thing. But when you're talking about something for developers, we have standards that could mean useful stuff for the downstream people, whether you made breaking changes or not. I don't know. All right. I thought that this was installed. The runtime class, spin operator, quick start. Okay, so I need to install this separately. I understand now. They say for this reason, Spinkube provides a runtime class manager, which I have been thinking they meant Spinkube, the operator, provides it, but it's just something the project as a whole provides. So I've been reading this wrong. So I just need to install this thing, which this thing, or this thing, doesn't provide a way to install it. So we just gotta clone this. And, okay. Well, we'll clone this and build it. Now we're cooking. 3-word versioning. Do we have a do we have a convention for this word versioning? Now, this is an extra stream for you all. Just a reminder, I think actually I'm going to take all next week off. I was saying that like Friday and Saturday I couldn't. So I'm streaming this Friday. The news. But then I cannot stream Saturday and I cannot stream the next weekend because I'm moving the next weekend. But I don't think I'm going to stream Tuesday or Wednesday. I think the entire first week of June, I'm just out. I'm going to be too destroyed. So this upcoming Friday will be my last stream for like 8 days. Sorry about that. It is what it is. Okay. Wait. Did we... It doesn't just build with Docker? I thought this said Docker build. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, we can install build kit. That's fine. It looks like it's supposed to. Wait, maybe I'm misreading this error. The mount option requires build kit. Oh, okay. I did read it. All right, let's just go here. Broken, hastily developed. But then my version would never would never change. My build version would be the same build version all the time. I know I just got fiber. So, okay, I'm not moving immediately. I'll be moving later. So my wife is finally feeling better. And we kind of live far away from family for no apparent reason. So we're moving closer to family. We're moving closer to family. Also, just a cheaper place to live as well. So that's what we're doing. We're moving to a cheaper area that's a lot closer to family, like hours closer to family. That being said, I'm going to move the family, and then I'm going to stay here myself for like another month or two to fix up the house for selling. So I'll be here through like July. Hopefully, like by the end of July, I have finished. Hopefully. I know the fiber thing is really busted. Because I just got nice internet. I know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I move somewhere that has nice internet, but I doubt it because it's in a cheaper location. And by cheaper, I mean kind of not near anything. Thank you so much for the follow. Guess maybe I have an older Docker engine. So I can just do this. Okay, let's just try this. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Does it have the engine? Yeah, 26. So it's not on the 27. Oh, wait. It's Docker 23 and later. BuildKit is a default builder for use on Docker engine v23. What's busted with my Docker install? Is this an Arch thing? Is this an Arch thing? All right. Fixed. Maybe. We'll see. Ah, look. Doing the mount. Wait, it pushed it? Oh, I did do Docker build, Docker push. I copied what they said, but the thing is, okay, yeah, they ran both. Okay, cool. Now we need to install the CRD. Docker, I'll just copy and paste. Oh, no, it's just make install. Wait, let's verify Okay. Yep. Okay. And then we need this. Uh-oh. Invalid memory address or nil pointer dereferenced. I don't even know how this happens, because isn't this just applying isn't this just applying the like custom resource definitions? Yeah, this is just a customize. Bug and customize. All right. Maybe we need to update customize on our machine. How are you, Mod Prog? Any good K8s examples for deployments with Terraform and Helm, plus some Argo CD? You just want them all. You want to spring. Are you sure you don't want any Pulumi in there along with CloudFormation templates? Maybe we could also sprinkle in a little customize. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Wait. So this is actually building something. Maybe I'm wrong. This is actually Go building something. Go Buffalo Flex. Wait. Maybe I misread this. I thought install. It has manifest. Okay, so this is just going to customize build this. What does manifest? So let's see. Oh, controller gen. Okay. This is gonna install customize, isn't it? All right. I got it. I got what could possibly be happening. Let's see. Just trying to install the controller gen, which the controller gen is dying. Let's go check out what versions of this are out there and see if we can't just install our own version. We're on 15. I doubt I can mix and match. They were trying to install 13. Yeah. but maybe there's a later version of 13. Let's see, 13. This is probably not the way to do it. No, it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, it's gonna take more than an hour for sure. Russell's not wrong. I can go over an optimal. Let's just try to do this really quickly, though. I can at some point do what I think is a really nice, clean Kubernetes deployment. Oh, wait. It built it. It's while it was running the controller gen. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We'll just try this really quickly. All right, so anybody that's just getting in, just dropping in, what we're trying to do this morning or today in this special edition of the stream is we're trying to bring WASM to our Kubernetes cluster to run untrusted Lambda functions from you guys. So hopefully by the end of the year or something, you guys could run a WASM function and it could run on the Null cloud. Okay, did this work at all? I don't think so. Let me delete this. So we're just playing around and learning about it right now. Wait. So just want to know, where do you use Rust in all the tool chains you have? Everywhere I can. I don't know why I got out of that. We're gonna build the version 14. See if that works. Yeah, absolutely wherever you can, right? All right, just updating that. This is production ready. Just updating it to 14. It was a bug in the controller gen. Hopefully. Okay. Where do I use Rust? well, I'm not talking about my company, but if you're talking about me personally, I use Rust in a couple places. One, the null cloud as we know it should be changing. The null cloud as we know it should be changing. Right now, the null cloud's base here is Kubernetes. And this should be changing to Legion. And Legion is in Rust. Legion is like Kubernetes, except just far better. Far better. I mean, it doesn't exist. Well, it does exist. It just doesn't work very well yet. It doesn't work very well yet, but it's far better. Trust me. Trust me. Oh yeah, it'll be better than Kubernetes for sure. All right, we got that running. Cool. Yeah, so Legion's design is to be basically workload running, but less opinionated. So Kubernetes is designed to run containers, and like we're doing all of this to run WASM, whereas I think that it should be super easy. So Legion's attempt here is just to be a workload runner, whether that's a bash script or a container, a VM. Shouldn't matter. So it's meant to be more expandable in that way. Another thing that it gets rid of in the Kubernetes construct is the control plane. So in Kubernetes, you usually have a set aside group of control plane. I have a whole rant on why I don't like things with control planes, and I think that that's a bad pattern in distributed systems. When you install a distributed database, have you ever installed a distributed database and been like, these are the control plane nodes? No, that would be insane. We've solved this problem a long time ago. We don't need control plane nodes. So the first node of Legion and the second node of Legion, the 100th node of Legion, the 10,000th node of Legion installs the exact same way. So, anyways, okay, we did this. So now we can do this. We did latest. Make deploy null channel, runtime class manager, latest. We'll just use the samples. Why not? What is this? What is this? What is this nonsense? Borgo. The Borgo programming language. So I have said this for a while. Russell, I need you to review my videos before I post them. They would be so much better. I've always said that I wanted something in the middle that was a little bit faster to prototype in. Actually, I've always just said memory managed Rust. I don't want a transpiled thing that goes to Go. I understand why these people would do it because it makes it so much faster and easier to get something out. The problem with transpiling a better type safety to Go is the problem is that you're actually shipping Go, which means you're actually shipping something that's not type safe in the end. But it's interesting. I might play. I might pull this down and play around with it at some point. I like the concept. All right, now is our pod running now? It's still container creating. I'm really not a big fan of let's delete this. I'm really not a fan of transpiled languages. Like, and I like TypeScript. But in the end, TypeScript is JavaScript. And sometimes the transpiled language is better than the base language. Right, and Borgo is Go. Hey, you found me in random? Well, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. All right. Let's jump back. We are currently trying to get Spinkube to work. We are currently trying to get this to work. Not very successfully. I forgot it's a deployment. Okay, get pods. So we're still failing hard on this. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, failed to get sandbox runtime. No runtime spin is configured. We did this part, right? Well, for those of you wanting to learn Kubernetes, I do a little class each weekend. Now, that being said, the next 2 weekends, I'm actually out because I'm moving. But on the weekends, on Saturdays, at high noon, I do a little Rust, and then at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a little bit about Kubernetes. This last time we did kube configs. The next round we're going to be doing is about configuring the network. So doing some network policies. But if you have questions or things that you're struggling with or whatnot, you feel free to ask them and we can cover them on Kubernetes. So what is not working here? I thought this would... One second. Let's actually check this. Yeah. It took it for us. We have a runtime class. I was going to say, the operator was supposed to do this for us. If it didn't do this, Oh, this is interesting. Check this out. We have a WASM spin v2. But if we look at what so this is the runtime class. Let's actually see if that's what... This is really weird because, like, this is their example from the Spin website as a Spin app. But we could just make a deployment ourselves. Let's look at what the Spin app makes as a deployment. K8s deployment. What was this deployment named? Simple spin app. All right, if you guys don't know the dichotomy of a Kubernetes name here, this is the name of the deployment, this is the replica set, and then this is the unique identifier for the pod. Unique identifier for replica set, this is the identifier for the deployment and pod. Anyways, just... I feel like everybody knows that, but... All right, let's see that it did this correctly. Oh boy. We're looking for the runtime class name. Runtime class name. WASM times spin v2. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the runtime class. That's the right one. All right, that looks fine. Okay. Let's, whew. I wonder if there's a way to validate. So we have the runtime class, but I'm guessing that the operator that's supposed to be installing. Yeah, I'm guessing that if we go here. Thank you so much for following. There's your custom AI generated message. If we jump over to the nodes, I'm guessing that these are not getting labeled properly. So when it gets that shim installed and the WASM runtime and everything, it should also get a selector label that says that you can run those workloads here. And I don't see any at all. Yeah, these are all just Kubernetes ones. So nothing's getting marked with the ability to run WASM nodes. Okay, so that gives us a place to start looking. I don't know why I quit that. Where we can start looking is then the operator, the runtime class manager. That's what should be. That's what should be. So let's namespace. Does it have its own? Let's see, runtime class manager. I don't know where this runs. Not here. Mr. Alex, how are you doing today? Sorry for the dramatic pause. How are you doing, Dane? We are trying WASM in Kubernetes. If you guys did not know, my new video dropped today. I would love a watch and a comment. I'll remember that. I released a video on Scrum on YouTube. All right, let's see. So this isn't working. Where is the runtime class manager installed? That's what we need to find. Is it in... Not here. Where did it install? Where did it install? All right. So let's do this. K get pods -a. This is terrible. Let's grep that. Oh, do I know where pipe is on this keyboard? And the answer is no, I do not. No, I knew it wasn't those. Oh, I'm not even pressing the right key. There. I wasn't even pressing the right. That's not pipe. That's not pipe. That's pipe. There we go. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, I got it. And I know where it is now. What are we looking for? We were looking for the runtime class manager. Is it just not running? Doesn't look like it's running. We have the spin operator. I need to do a better Kubernetes class. I don't like what I've done so far now, and at this point, like, I'm just kind of doing it along with the Rust stuff. I think my biggest problem is, for me, it's really easy if somebody asks a specific question on Kubernetes to go into that. But to do like a practical Kubernetes, there's so much in Kubernetes where it's like actually really difficult. If you're wondering about running Kubernetes, it's a completely different question, or managing Kubernetes, like a Kubernetes cluster. It's a completely different set of issues than if I want to run an application on Kubernetes. And it probably needs to be different paths, but I don't know that I have enough time to do like different paths, and I don't know. Yeah, Kubernetes is a difficult one. I just wanted to do something simple to get started, but then it's like you're leaving out a bunch of stuff where these things just don't make sense. So, you know, what's probably better to do is just stuff like this, where it's like, you guys ask me a question and we'll cover it on a Saturday. That'd probably be better, but I don't know. All right, let's look at this. We did make deploy. Let's do this again. Oh, it's called K8s. They did mention that this was a rename. They just haven't renamed it. All right. So they renamed it, but they didn't rename what gets deployed. Cool, cool, cool. So we're looking for K8s. Look at this skill. Bam, pipe, grep. All right, there we are. K8s operator system. I wasn't looking for it because it's not called that anymore, but all right. And this is what I was expecting, that it was unhappy for some reason. All right, this is saying the pod is unhappy. Oh, I just crashed once, but it's fine now. It's fine now. Nothing to see here. Nothing interesting. Let's check out of the logs of it. Failed to list V1 jobs. This could be fine. Not optimal, but it could be fine. It's probably because a lot of times when you see that in an operator, it's probably because they didn't actually list it in their manifest that they asked, like what they asked for. They didn't ask for the right to do that. But that could be our issue right there. Yeah, it's failing to watch nodes as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and try to do the install the CRDs, because this make install should if this is done properly, also install if done properly, the make install should install all the RBAC required for all the required processes. Okay, yeah, this is just building the config CRD. So I don't know why I got out of Vim. But maybe it's not. Check this out. This is just the custom resource definition. No RBAC. Interesting. So this is interesting because I have admin in this cluster. The thing running doesn't, though. It needs permission by RBAC. Is this not normally handled by? Let's jump into another operator. We have one, so let's do that. Let's do that. I feel like that's like half of what it does. So let's see. We have a couple operators here. We'll do just the null watcher. And yeah, so when you build this, it builds out an RBAC with the RBAC that you need. I don't want to go build all the RBAC for this. All right, so under config, it has everything. One second. I don't know why I keep getting out of it. Make file. So here it's doing a CRD. Okay. Let's check that out. I don't know why I'm just getting out of it. Config CRD. All right, but this is not patching anything else in from any other directory. Thanks for the follow. Ninjatron, it's good to see you. And there's your personalized message. All right, so let's jump back to the null watcher. And check out this. So if we go here, yeah, this is a little bit different. You know what I want to see actually is the make file for install. Oh, it's in deploy that. Okay, okay. So deploy is going to deploy the manager. Here's the customization, does the manager. What deploys the RBAC? I know this deploys the RBAC at some point. What command runs it? So this is all generated stuff generally. That's why they all look the same. Like if you're looking at this manifest, which is something I had generated, and their manifests, they look the same, and that's because this is... build config default right here. I bet you this is it. Yep. Config default right here. And this is where it's including those resources for the RBAC. Okay. So, let's jump back to our runtime and vim this. Make file install. So this does the config default as well. Which also installs the RBAC. So is our RBAC just wrong? I hate RBAC, by the way. So it looks like, I mean, as long as it's all wired together, we have something for jobs to create, get, delete, get, list, patch, update. Okay. And then we need nodes as well. I don't see nodes. You know, we're going to throw the nodes in here. It'll be okay. Cool. I'm gonna guess that the nodes are, the role binding is okay. We'll just look over it really quickly. We have the controller manager, which is the service account, probably fine, unless if it's conflicting. Yeah, and its name is K8s operator. Okay. I don't know which role was complaining about not getting nodes. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to take this and we're going to give every group that. This is the wrong way of doing this. This is the wrong way of doing this, just so you all know. Also, it just needs list. It doesn't need to create or delete. Get, list, patch, update, watch. I think those are the only things it needs. At least I can't imagine it needs to delete a node. I cannot imagine that, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll give this it just like that. Magic. All right. Any other role here? Role binding. This is a role. Oh, this gets everything. Nice. We'll still give this to it. All right. Is it node or nodes? I think it will be fine with nodes. I think that's fine. We'll find out. We'll find out. All right, this is the proxy service role binding. Okay, that's fine. Here's the auth proxy role. That doesn't need it. That doesn't need it. Yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good. We'll see if this works. We'll see if this works. And then we're running the make deploy. Right. Okay. Well, if this works, all right. So yeah, it configured a few of the roles and everything. Excuse me. Whew. All right. I think I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. Let's see. Oh, fantastic. We got a nice crash loop back off. Oh. Failed to list. Blah. All right, let's what are we doing? Wait, there's no pods? That is a lie. What am I looking at? K8s operator system. Oh. Oh. I might say. So it couldn't find jobs. This is what it's upset about. All right. So it needs a cluster resource. Okay, and that makes sense that it needs a cluster-wide resource. It needs it for job. Cannot list resource jobs in API group batch at the cluster scope. Okay, and then nodes are going to be the same. Failed to list V1 nodes. Nodes is forbidden user. So the system service account KWASM operator system, KWASM operator controller manager cannot list resource nodes in the API group blah at the cluster scope. All right, let's get back into those files. We just screwed up, but that's what needs to be done. We didn't do it right, but we were in the right place. So let's check out the role binding. This is a cluster role binding. For the controller. Okay. This is looking correct. Right. So it was asking for a cluster role binding. You know, I really should probably do this over here. Let me get out of here. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a fantastic day. All right. Yeah. Bun.js hates you? Bun.js just hates in general. It's not personal. Don't take it personally. All right, we're looking here. So this is cluster role binding, and its name is manager role binding. All right, role ref, here we go. So we have a cluster role and the manager role. Let's look at that one. I believe that's this one. Yeah, this is the manager role. So this is the role for that role binding. All just list your images. Do you actually have an image? Can you do Docker images and see the image there? All right, API groups. Okay, we did jobs, but it didn't like the API group. Oh, that's the good. Check this out. Failed to list jobs, which is forbidden. Cannot list in API group batch. Yeah, that's not an API group batch. So we're going to leave this one. I don't know if it needs this one. But what we were going to do is we're going to copy that and we're going to put that in API group of batch. All right. And then it also said nodes failed to list nodes. Nodes are forbidden and blah, 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 blah. Cannot resource node in API group, blah. All right. So we're going to take our nodes. We did the nodes already, didn't we? Did we just tack that on the bottom? Did we not put a nodes in here? I feel dumb. Is this the one we didn't? Did we not put nodes in here? We have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. This gets generated. This gets generated. So if their generation is wrong, guess what happens? When we run the make deploy, it generates these files again for us based off of the code. That's what the code gen is for. So if we manually update these, we have to also manually deploy them. Be thinking about that, or else you'll just stomp on what you did. All right. Gotta be thinking. I have not been. So we want the API group of blah. We want nodes, and we don't need create or delete nodes, but we'll let it have everything else. All right. So now what we need to do is k apply -k config rback. This concerns me. Created. That concerns me that we didn't put it in the right place. Let's oh dear. Okay, yeah, we got to do this. We got to do this. Well, this is probably not the best learning experience. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just pressing buttons. If the keyboard was closer to my face, I'd be rolling my face on it as an attempt. Okay, so I need to replicate this. One second. And customize, edit. I just need to make sure that I don't do the things that I don't want to do. All right, I do need to do the edit and pipe that into this, right? You know what I'm going to do? All right. Yeah, I'm going to do this, but you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out. So it just runs this, which is what we want. This will be correct because this is going to edit it, put the image in. It's going to run the customized things, but it doesn't actually generate the manifests, which we don't want it to stomp on our changes. All right, beautiful. So deploy me instead of deploy. Cool. First, we need to k delete k config rback. Okay. Cool. And now we can go k apply. No. This would be make dip. You seriously don't have make deploy? It's here, isn't it? Make deploy. But instead of deploy, we run deploy me. Cool. And our role was configured. Nice. All right. Everything should just be happy and working. That's my guess. We don't know that it hasn't not restarted yet, right? Let's see. Let's see. Let's wait for it to restart. The back off will cause it to take some time. We could just delete it, right? Come on, start up. Now, it takes a little while to crash. Failed to, now it's looking for something else. Okay, so if you guys are wondering how it generates those things, the things that we've manually been putting in this, there is a canonical way for it to do this, and the project maintainers should do this, because this is not what you're supposed to need to do this. And I'm a little annoyed because they said production ready. They said production ready. This hurts me. All right, so how do you do this? Let's look at the entry point to this application, and basically, we'll find it. There's these directives like this that you can tell it what permissions your application needs. Now, obviously, they're just missing some, and by some I mean quite a few. They even have commented code. Very cool. The node reconciler, that seems important. Seems important, but obviously it's not. So these are the RBAC rules, and so, you know, these are the things that you're saying I need in RBAC. You add these, and KubeBuilder, when you actually do the build and deploy, will actually generate those files for you. I'm missing crypto and quantum. I'll add them. I'll make sure next time I have crypto, quantum, and some other things on there. I mean, the tags are kind of weird because, like, they're kind of a pain to change. They're not like the title, right? They're kind of a pain to change. So I just kind of put what I, you know, on average do, and those are the things that I on average do. So I don't know. I could just remove those things, but then what am I doing with the tags? I could put funny in there if you guys want to know about my personality in my tags. Skill issues, because I also do those things. Maybe I will put skill issue as a tag now that I think about it. I have to get this working before I can tag it as WASM. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Typo as a tag. Okay. Okay, 1 second. I gotta work on my tags. I don't even know how to change the stupid tag. Okay, here we go. What do I have? I have software, Rust, machine learning, ML, Go, Arch Linux, Kubernetes, English. All right. So skill issues, typos. What were some of the other one? Oh yeah, we need crypto and quantum on there. You know, I'm not actually a crypto person, so I'll just put quantum. I'm not a quantum either. All right, so we got some tags in there. Kube Builder is a framework tool, group of tools to build Kubernetes operators. All right. So this does use Node. Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what? Very interesting. I bet you this right here has the RBAC for all the node stuff, right? I have the thing for comments, and I forgot what it's like GC, but I don't remember. They commented the whole file. They commented the whole file. I'm going to go back to here. The runtime class manager provides a robust and production-ready solution. Oh. GC. Okay, thank you. I forgot what it was. Thank you so much for the follow. It doesn't even install. It doesn't install. What do you mean 100% uptime? I would have been happy with installed and ran for 5 minutes. Any uptime. 0 nines. Look, this is also 5 nines of availability. People don't understand this, but this right here is also 5 nines of availability. Yeah, this 5 nines is a whole lot easier to obtain than this 5 nines. We're running at 0 9. I guess we're running. We're running at 0 9s. So my question is, do I uncomment this file and run it? Because I mean, like, the whole idea was this was supposed to install K8s on the nodes, right? Or do I say, forget it, this project is... Or do I just update these for the other one? Because I guess the other one, maybe they're doing it all. Maybe they're doing it all in... All in the job reconciler? That was weird. They have 2 controllers. 1 second, going back to this really quickly. They have the job and they have the shim controller too, but I don't see them using the shim controller. Here's the shim reconciler. Oh, we do. It's up here. Sorry. I was just not seeing. Okay. Do I just add these to here? And I don't know how this got as a pull request because it doesn't even work. I'm glad we have some Ginkgo tests in here. But this doesn't work for a long time. These are just Dependabot things. I'm not gonna git blame this. I was about to git blame that who commented it out. I'm not gonna do that on stream. I'm only a little annoyed. Okay, so will this even work? This won't fully fix the problem though because it wants the group as everything, right? Oh, wait, but this was a different thing. We wanted... Oh, shoot. I forgot. We're on to a different error. We kind of fixed that one. So, you know what? Let's avoid this for right now. And let's just keep adding to the thing. I'm not going to fix their code for right now. We could make a pull request. Do you guys think that we should figure it all out and make a pull request? If so, we'll do that. But for right now, we'll do just our back. We're just going to make another update to this. All right. And then this is looking for runtime class. So we'll just do v1 runtime class. Yeah. And it's in node K8s. Okay. We got the information we needed. Double quote that for good measure. Shame-driven development. Not shame-driven development anything here. I don't know what we need here, but we'll do create and delete here. All right. Oh, it's in this one. No, I don't want to write my changes. Let's just abort. Ah, fine. Write them. Whatever. I don't care. We just want make deploy. Yeah. The make deploy me. That's it. Okay. And we configured our role. Sweet. So now all we have to do is and now trying to acquire leader lease. WASM operator. Hey, this is looking better. This is looking better. I have doubts about whether this thing works at all, but it's no runtime class. Lunatic V1. What the? I don't even know what I'm looking at this point. No nodes found. Okay, well that's not any good. I don't want a dumpster dive, but I don't know that this code does what it says it does. I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced that I don't understand this piece of code either. So we get a node here. And we're just updating the labels with shim name. Is job finished? What job? What job are we doing? Is this like the job of installing the stuff, which would be fine, I guess? Where is it saying no nodes found? Where's that message coming from? All right, we were in the job controller. This is in the shim controller. Okay. So the shim controller is not finding any nodes. That's a shame. Get a list of nodes where this shim is supposed to be deployed on. So I'm going to have some sort of node selector. This should be documented. All right, we got a label. So we deployed some of this stuff. I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. All right, we deployed their wait, wrong repository. Okay, yeah, this one. We deployed their config samples. So let's go to samples and see what it's configured as. They should also put here like what to label your node as, you know, if you want it to run it. Okay, so let's go to config, samples. All right, node selector, spin equals true. All right, so we should just be able to slap this on our node, right? Is that the new the new name of the new motto? Instead of learn something new, make everyone else feel better about their skill issues. There's my, instead of learn something new, I'll just go with this one. I'll just go with this one. Suffering company. You know what? Honestly, though, I'm actually glad if I can do this, because it's very difficult when, like, if you're somewhat newer, like a junior engineer, maybe you have a year or two under your belt, and you get into a problem like this. Like, if I didn't know Kubernetes as well as I do, there'd be no way we make any progress in deploying this as it stands. Like, and it can just feel really bad because, like, maybe sometimes it's like your issue. Like, sometimes it's an issue where, like, you missed one step, but you don't have the skills to understand which step you missed. Sometimes it's a outdated information, and sometimes, like, it can just take a while to figure out. So I'm happy if that all right, so we need to label these nodes with spin true. Spin true, my sweet love. All right. Wagatha, welcome to the pain and suffering stream. So we just need to do kubectl. What is this? It's label nodes. We'll just label one for right now. null server 2. And this was what? Spin true. Yeah, spin true. Spin equals true. Well, now if we get our logs, oh my goodness. Now I'm debugging their code. I think I could just have installed this manually by hand easier. I'm just going to throw this out there. Before you put robust and production ready solution, make sure the code works. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. So let's not do what this... It's definitely an environment issue. Maybe. Let's see. Error reconcile. Let's see. To reconcile job, the server could not find the requested resource. I don't know. Is this a CRD that it's not finding? The requested resource. Which resource did it not find? One second. Wait, we might be able to debug this. Controller, shim, controller group. One second. Wait. Which resource is this talking about? Is this talking about shim? Shims is one. I mean, that is... I mean, the only reason it got null server 2 was because it got the... We tagged it, right? With a selector. So here's their code, and their code gets node from... I had to debug their code because this isn't in their documentation. So they get this node list from shim's node selector, which is just getting the nodes. And so for this code to be running, they absolutely had to get the node. So it can't be the node, right? Because they had to get the node to... and shim is a resource. So what resource? So the shim is a resource. This is a controller group. This would work if it's was an oxide rack. If only I had fans that just would sit through ads, a continuous ad stream, like a stream of ads. That's all. That's what I need you guys to do for me. I need to get a stream that just plays ads for you guys to sit and watch. That's all you get. Well, well, you're in timeout, Dutch. All right. I think at this point I'm just going to do it manually. I think that I'm going to just install the shim manually. I think I'm just gonna do all this manually. Because I think that this operator, like, honestly, this operator is not a functional operator. The operator is non-operator. The namespace, no, I don't think so, because the nodes aren't namespaced, right? You don't. Maybe. I can't give an empty namespace. Yeah, I mean, I can give an empty namespace here. So, like, nodes aren't namespaced. Well, so this is something they didn't do, Dutch. They didn't do their RBAC very well. I've already edited their RBAC because they couldn't even list the nodes. This thing didn't run because they didn't even have the right RBAC. So maybe maybe we can go through the RBAC again. But yeah, at this point, I've wasted an hour trying to get their thing to work, and I've been dumpster diving through their code and writing my own RBAC for their crap. So again, I think we're just gonna try to do the containerd shim spin manually, and what version of spin do we have? I don't know. I'm just gonna say we have this one. So we need 14.1. All right, we have an ad, and then I'm going to go get a drink when the ad starts. Install the shim on each node that should support spin apps. Update the containerd configuration to recognize the shim. Let's do this. All right. This seems easy enough. We should have just started with it. It sounds so nice to have the operator. Okay, so that's no good. How do I get... I want link. I want linky. TLDR, it's a shim that allows you to run WASM apps on Kubernetes. All right, ad starting. I'm running to get a drink. See you guys in 3 or 4 minutes. All right. All right. So. I want to copy link. What are we making this as? All right, what were their install instructions? Install a release of shim on the path of your Kubernetes worker node. For example, copy. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Let's. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Tar. Let's see. X for extract. F for file. I feel like there's supposed to be a third one here. Is it V for? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Sorry, I just coughed into the microphone. Sorry about that. Maybe this. Oh. I forgot. It's a gzip. So that is that Z? I believe that's Z, right? No. What is gzip? No, Z is gzip. I think I didn't do something right. Do I need to use wget? I might need to. This didn't download anything. It just got the file name. So that looks right. That feels better. Oh, I just deleted both of them. So we'll just download it again. We'll just download it again. All right. Now. Now we have an executable. Good. Install the shim on each node that should support shim. All right. They're just putting it in bin. Ugh. Wait. What were they calling it though? Does it matter what its name is? I'm just gonna copy this to bin like they said to. Do we know where the default location of container D is? Do we? I do not. That's the container D config. All right, yeah, that's a good. That would have been a good spot to check. It's not there. It's not there. It might not be generated though. So if we have just the default configuration, right? It doesn't actually put it there, does it? I think you have to tell it to generate it. Container is meant to be a minimal config with knobs. So we can just check. Let's check what's running it. Get a PhD in documentation first. Yes, this is JavaScript. You are correct, Toggle. Good call. Good call. All right. So we are using K8s, and K8s is using what to run containers? I think it's inside this worker, K8s worker, right? Okay. So to make these changes, we got to put it in K8s. I was thinking this. Am I winning? Am I winning? No. No. I am not winning. I am not winning in many forms of the word. This is a mostly pain and suffering day. This does not look right. So you know what I want to do? I want to do this. I want to do this. This does not look right to me. So we're going to rm etsy K8s containerd.toml, and we're going to replace it with a new one. Why is that denying me? Thank you, Toggle. That is correct. There's default, and then there are mistakes. Yeah, I mean, this directory exists. We were just in a default one. Wait. Let me make sure that this isn't a typo. Yeah. This isn't a typo. That's correct. We were just in there. We deleted the file that was there. All right, you know what we'll do? This is fine. This is fine. We will just do this. Container D config default. And we'll just dump it here. If I could type, we would dump it here. We'll dump it here as just container d.toml. Oh, okay. Wait, did I misspell it? I might have misspelled it. So this kind of makes sense. This kind of makes sense because of how we're running. It doesn't have to run it on the main system. We're using K8s, and K8s kind of runs all of this stuff in one daemon. So it has their K8s worker. That's why we configure it here. So it doesn't have to actually install the containerd command line tool. We need it to make the default configuration, but K8s doesn't actually need it. Ew. Okay. Ew. We might have to. It's gross. All right. So when it said permission denied, why does it say permission denied? I must not be thinking about it correctly. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. I'm guessing. No, I think that would be a stupid. Well, I was gonna say, but it would be running as root, so that still doesn't make sense because that was what I was going to guess as well. Exodel. Oh no, Mod Prog, you're back. Oh. Weren't you supposed to do a 20K? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought you said you were going to do a 30K. And I said I was going to get this done before you got your 30K done. I am trying to do WASM. I have spent the last 3 hours trying to WASM it up. I'm trying to get some WASM going here. Okay? I wish I didn't have to play around with these files. Oh. Okay. Okay. I am trying to run WASM to the best of my ability. Here we go. Here we go. Plugins right here. This is on a remote machine, so this is not set up properly for my Vim. Okay. Let's see. All right. All right. Are we about ready to WASM it up in here? Whatever that means. The node installer script that is used by the runtime class manager does this for you and is good reference to understand the common paths. This is a lie. This entire project is a lie. Just before you guys try it. I can imagine it was a lot of work. Veggie. Oh, mod prog. Okay, okay. So the piping is happening without pseudo privileges. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I should be able to pipe with pseudo, but it makes sense. There's probably a good reason you can't pipe with pseudo. I get it. Probably. I don't know it. You should drop a link. Also, thanks for explaining that. I had never actually run into that. I suppose there's ways around that with like T instead. Like there's ways you could do that without piping. So that would have been the smart way of doing it if I had been thinking about it. Okay. Okay. Thanks so much for the follow. We should fix that mod prog. That seems like a bug. That seems like a bug. I'm sorry. All right. Oh, sounds like I should write a shell. That's right. That's right. Bash and Zhush weren't good enough. We got to get the mush, the Merrick shell, where everything runs as pseudo. All right. Okay. I think we're good to go here. Yeah, right? Apply a runtime class that contains a handler that matches spin config runtime name with step 2. We already have this. Deploy a spin app. So I kind of think we're ready to rock and roll. Maybe. Let's get the speaking shell. Russell did create a shell, by the way. It was the worst. It was the worst. So, if you guys don't know, does he stream on... I don't think he streams on Twitch, but there's a guy called Raw Code, and you should go check out his stuff on YouTube. Does somebody have a link to his stuff? I can get a link to his stuff. Russell, if you have a link, you should go check out his YouTube's content. Some really good content. And he does this thing called Clustered, where you go and you have to fix a broken cluster, Kubernetes cluster. And Russell made Raw Code and I a clustered fix. That was an experience. That was an experience. Oh yeah, Raw Code Academy. Thank you, Russell, for posting that. You should go check out his stuff. Subscribe to his channel. It's free. All right. Anyways, Russell made us this Kubernetes cluster that whenever you SSH to the node, you got dropped into a restricted shell that you had to play and beat Wordle. If you guys know me, I can't spell worth this cup of water, and water's cheap where I'm from. It's not worth much. So, I can't spell Wordle either. Oh, it was not awesome. It was not awesome. You get 45 minutes to fix these clusters. It was actually awesome. It was pretty fun. Did I say define? Oh my goodness. No runtime for spin is configured. That's a lie. That's a lie. Handler spin. We have this. Okay, get runtime class. Oh, I guess we have one for spin v2. Oh. All right. This whole thing is rough because none of the stuff they say that should work together. K8s runtime class spin v2. Well, this has the handler spin. So it was actually terribly fun. I have to give Russell that. He made quite a fun one for people to watch. I would love to do more of that type of thing because, you know, honestly, and like, while I'll complain about what I'm doing right now, because what I'm doing right now is just not fun work, it's fun to have, it's really good to have the conversations about like, okay, what are some things that we could do? Because we can all learn from each other. I can learn from you guys in the comments, and you guys can learn, you know, for some of you that haven't done Kubernetes as much, you can learn from me as like, well, what's the first things that I look at? How do I try to tie the things together? How do I think about it? So I think these painful things can be fun. And what Russell did really well was he made a really fun for the audience thing that we had to try to figure out. So anyways, it was good. It was good. All right. So no runtime for spin is configured. I feel like that's a lie. I'm kind of lost in everything that we've done though. Maybe we need to restart the node. Let's try restarting the node. That's not my intent, ModProg. That's not my intent to scare people away from Kubernetes. Now, I will be the first person to say there's a lot of small companies that use it that shouldn't. And that Kubernetes isn't for everyone. But I do think it solves valuable problems that certain companies have. And for that, it's great. Legion will be better. You know, I'm waiting for the AI hype to die down so that I can get funding for a Legion. It's that, or I can put a spin on how Legion is going to solve AI problems. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. All right, that's probably enough time. It's back up and ready. All right, all right. That was fast. Okay. All right, I'm running out of ideas. Does anybody else have an idea? Oh, if anybody doesn't know, all my advertising revenue, so when you're watching an ad and it feels painful to you, just understand that I am putting it towards one of these bad boys. I want to run the Null Cloud on this. I talked to one of their sales representatives, and they said that a fully spec'd out rack, or that had like the fully spec'd out, but the minimum number of CPUs and stuff was they said a little under $1 million. So I don't know, you know, is that like $999,999, or is it like 900,000? I'm not entirely sure. But dear money people, my startup is eBPF, WASM, and AI. I want 250 million. Yeah. So anyways, I have also concluded that I can't actually run this because it requires an entire breaker box of power. So I don't have a spare one of those. My house doesn't have the power to run this. So yeah, anyways. Do I know who Brian Cantrell is? No, I do not. The Oxide person? Do you think... All right, I'll check out his talks. Do you think that if I said that I would give the... All right, you all know that I made like some honest ads. If you haven't checked this one out, you can go and view it on YouTube. You can view it on YouTube. I'll post the link. But you know what I'll try to do? I'll see if he'll give me an Oxide rack so I can do an honest ad about Oxide. You think that will happen? I'd be honest. That would be awesome. I'll message him. I've messaged NVIDIA too. I just asked for one A100. That's all I asked for, was one A100. I didn't even get a reply. I didn't even get not a fat chance, just nothing. You'd be surprised at how many times people will actually respond to me. They'll say no, but they'll respond to me, which is cool. They say no a lot, but oh, Russell, I don't think it weighs 1 million pounds. Like, that would be ridiculous. It's not that heavy. It's not that heavy. I'm joking, by the way. I know what you meant. Oh. I knew what you meant. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I have nothing against your currency. Just joking. Yeah. I maybe missing 1 or 2 digits from my... You mean maybe 3 digits? You mean maybe 3 digits? Yeah. 52 views. I think maybe 5 digits. Maybe 3 digits from this one. Maybe if I got like 27 million views. 27 million, maybe. 3 digits from my best performing video ever. It's 52 quality views. That's right. That's right. Russell also watched it. All right, like for real though, like it would be hard to sell Oxide in a YouTube video. And the reason is, so like 100%, I would partner with them to do something. Like if I got to play around with one of these for a couple hours or something, that would be super cool. I'd do a stream and whatnot because I think it would be a lot of fun. But it's hard to do this for a developer because developers don't make these types of purchases, right? So like, even if I got 52 million views, those would be 52 million developer views. Would they really be the views that would make the purchasing decision? Probably not. I feel like that would be a hard sell for like a lot of them. I don't know. All right. Oh, I mean, if you're a VC, I have projects that we can talk. I am not a VC. I mean, I could be a VC if the project started at like $50. I used the wrong arm for that. These are gross. My wife bought an entire like case of these like white tea raspberry things for a hike, and I think we all decided that we all decide, oh, this is a different runtime class name. This is the WASM Spin V2. Ooh, interesting. Let's check that one out. Oh no, I didn't mean to edit anything. Just quit. That they were all gross and we'd rather just die of thirst than have to drink them. All right, so there is this WASM Spin V2, which is another runtime class that got created. Its handler is also spin though. So like that should be fine, right? So this handler should be the thing that maps to the node, right? I don't know. I'm out of my league here. Does it not need a selector? Does it not need this? I'm going to put this on the other one, right? I don't know for 100%. Did you like the May the Best Lawyer win? My favorite joke of that was probably the hot dog one. I thought it was hilarious because last week Russell made a joke about something I was doing looked like a hot dog. And like I recorded that like 3 weeks ago. So like that joke's been there for a little while. And I was like, wait for it. I have a hot dog. I have a hot dog joke. They're gross. You should see my house. We're in the middle of packing up to move. And It's a disaster. A hot dog is some percentage of meat. You are not wrong. What? What is this? What have we done? Are we running WASM on Kubernetes? Have we done it? It's WASM time. Too bad it's not running on an Oxide cloud computer, but let's follow the rest of the quick start guide that we started 4 hours ago. Yeah, let's we're in the wrong namespace, sir. I'm gonna need you to get back in the default namespace. Okay, config, you set context. Yeah. What are we doing? Default. All right. It's WASM time. The Null Cloud now supports WASM. I'm putting that on the front page of the website. Null Cloud supports WASM. All right. IPO win. Well, maybe when you guys can actually log in. It's still a private cloud-ish. Private cloud-ish. That's actually a really good question. Let's actually just check out really quickly. Let's exit out of here. Let's stop that. Let's exit here. And let's just see now, I mean, that app does almost nothing. That app does almost nothing. But what we really probably need to do is we need to run both apps side by side. We need to containerize that same app and run it in the most lightweight container we can and see what like the footprint and everything is. But yeah, I don't have answers to all of those questions. I mean, those are really good questions. I don't have answers to them. Really good questions. Excellent questions. Russell, I don't think so. I think this is always running. So I think part of the thing that's not there, that this doesn't provide, as my understanding is right now, when we were talking about why WASM, we're talking about this. And so Spin kind of provides all of this stuff here. That's the idea. But what we need to be able to do is basically have some system that's sitting out there that intercepts events. And it says, hey, customer 5 got an event that's supposed to go to this WASM app, and it doesn't exist. Let me spin it up. And then, and while that's spinning up, I'll hold on to the request. And as soon as it's there, I'll forward that request on. I don't think that's part of Spin, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm just getting started myself. My understanding is right now, Spin just runs the thing. Why do you have 4 node 1s? What? What? I don't even have 1 node 1. Oh. Oh, in the diagram? Oh, I just copied and pasted. My bad. That wasn't any special meeting. Those were just nodes. I should have just had node instead of node 1, 2. All right. So this actually works very similar to how the Null Cloud does containers. Because if you think about it, to do this, we applied a app, right? It's actually here, right? We applied this app, which has a image. Some I guess this is a container. I honestly, I'm not sure how this is like a container of WASM. I don't understand. I don't understand. Spinkube is an open source project that streamlines and operating WebAssembly workloads in Kubernetes. But what is that container that they're having us run? Also, this doesn't work. Don't try using it. Do OCI registries support more than just Docker images now? So that's a WASM module? Okay, I mean, that's cool if it does. I did not know that. How do you know what this is? They could have done it from the whole time. I wouldn't have known. I've never tried to put something other than an OCI image in it. So I don't know. See, you learned something new. How do I know what it is? So like if I can install this via Docker, that seems weird. Ah, okay. I mean, at least this, it's a WASI image. Okay. Cool, cool. What was the image name? Spin. So it doesn't get listed either. That's a little weird, but maybe it didn't download. Maybe it just bailed out here. I'm thinking it didn't download, but okay. Right. I'm just asking, how would you know? Because even this says use Docker, but Docker's not going to work on it. If you make your package manager support more than OCI images, the tooling needs to work for more than OCI images, right? I mean, I guess if you add the plugin, it does. So I just haven't added the plugin to my local one. So maybe that's it. But it just seems weird to use. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, if I tell it it's WASM? Wait, what did it say up here? Yeah, it said WASI. I think I have to install a plugin for it, which is fine. I'm not going to. The manifest probably does, yeah. How often do you actually look at the manifest? Well, let me rephrase that. How often does a UI expose that information to you? Like I said, none of the tooling supports non-OCI images, at least from what I see. Look at this. Are we the first pull of this image? Oh, well, we got it working. I think we'll probably make this a valid run argument for the Null Cloud, because like I said, the anatomy of it is actually very similar to what we already do. We actually have a little bit more information here. We have like our current Null Cloud spec has something like it has like the repo, because we build it for you, and it has, I don't know. It has a couple things. I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, I am on Arch. Arch, by the way. You guys kill me. You guys kill me. Okay, Veggie. That makes sense. All right, well, I'm not going to implement it into the Null Cloud at this point. that will be another day. I think that's it for me today. I gotta get working. I gotta get stuff done. Let's find somebody to raid. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for, did you guys enjoy debugging this? Is this like content you guys would like to see more of, where we just try out a new project and try to get it to work? Do you guys like that? You want more Turbo Pascal? Okay. Anybody besides Togglebit? Did you guys like that style? If you guys have not followed Toggle, you guys should give Togglebit a follow. Fantastic streamer. I've heard that Togglebit is going to be writing mostly Perl from now on. That's the information I have on my desk today, is mostly Perl, maybe mixed in a little with Perl would be something like Python. All right. Well, I will, if there's something that comes up, jump on the Discord and say, hey, there's this new thing. Would you try it on stream? I'm happy to try it on stream. We're going to actually raid Metame. I haven't watched their stream recently, but they're doing something about writing their own array list in Rust, so that should be good. So we'll raid them, and then, yeah, let me know if you guys see a new project that's out. I'll do it, obviously, if I see it myself. If I see a new project that's out that's interesting or that I think would be really, really good for the Null Cloud or something like that, and we'll give it a shot. So yeah, let me know. Join the Discord, or, you know, tweet at me. I'm not a very good tweeter, or Xer, or I don't know how to say it when it's just an X. So we need a deeper dive into WASM and what it's doing behind the scenes. I agree, Russell. So that's actually one thing that, you know, if you guys are on the Discord, I've argued with people because I don't quite understand how WASM works in the back end. So, and as I understand it right now, there's several different runtimes that do it slightly different. So like there's the WASM language that things compile to, and then there's the WASM runtime. And I think that those can actually be different, like how they handle memory and everything. So Spin and the WASM runtime it uses and everything is designed to be multi-tenant, like a hard, untrusted multi-tenant. So I think it's safe, but again, I do want to dig into it and maybe make some videos on it. It's something I need to understand better as well. So next stream, Togglebit will write a WASM runtime. That's awesome, guys. Go follow Togglebit. Next time he's writing a WASM runtime, Oh, that's going to be super awesome. That's actually not a bad idea. I agree with you, Toggle. It feels like a lot of work, right? It's a lot to implement. It's a lot for a stream. Write it in Java. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, I do have to get going. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. I will think about writing one, but if I don't write one, we'll at least do an architecture breakdown of WASM, because I need to do that. Maybe that would be a good YouTube. Let me know what you guys think. So I've been doing a few funny YouTube videos, but I want to do some educational. I want to mix and match them. So I was thinking about doing a database one, but I feel like it needs to be more informative and maybe a little bit more funny. So let me know how you like the next database video that I do, because I'll probably be releasing one of those in the next month. See if it goes well with the theme. Anyways, thanks for joining, everyone, and I will see you guys next time. Tomorrow, actually. See ya. You want an aerospace video too? Yeah, I'm never living that down, am I? The CTO of aerospace. You guys, the people at my company, nobody's letting me forget that one. No one's letting me forget freaking aerospace. You don't want to learn stuff? You like being ignorant? All right. See you guys later. and go say hello to Metame, who's doing some Rust. Probably writing better Rust than I would ever.
Hey Raiders, how's it going? We are working on a Rust DSA series. If you don't already follow Merrick, give him a follow. He's a Rusty guy, and doing all sorts of stuff. He also does like a little tech news thing as well here and there. I don't know I'm sorry, Merrick. I don't know all the things you do or when you do them or how often you do them, but definitely worth a follow. The Crass X, thanks for the follow. Yeah, so we are working on a Rust DSA series. The format is basically Merrick does Turbo Pascal mostly. That's fair, Toggle. What's up, Toggle? How's it going? Oh yeah, you know, Toggle, you told me to send you this post when it was done, and I forgot to. I forgot to send you this post when it was done. I totally spaced on that. I also feel like